So you're trying to go pro on controller? Well, you're in the right place, because in today's video I'm going to be giving you some tips that you can implement into your game. These are secrets that the pro controller players are using. If you want to go pro on controller, you need to watch until the end. The first tip is really important to give you more of a chance against good players. The tip is controller accessories. Now first, you need to have control freaks. Every pro controller player uses control freaks. They improve grip, comfort and accuracy, with way better control over your stick, making your edits way more smoother and building way more consistent. These are around $10. I definitely recommend these to get that step closer to pro. The second accessory is a must have if you are non-claw, and that is paddles. Paddles are so good for improvement from non-claw. Nowadays, non-claw players are nowhere near the skill level of paddle players, so investing in paddles is a must. A quick reason is non-claw players have to take their hands off the stick to press certain buttons, whereas paddles, you have extra buttons so you don't have to do that, meaning you have way more control over your movement. I've dropped a full video on how to learn paddles, explaining everything. I will leave the video in the description. Now that I've gave you the best accessories, you need to have a good warm-up routine. So I'm going to be giving you the best one to get ready for your earnings. So starting with the best map out there, Raider's Mechanics Training V5. This map has everything: peace, aim, edits and mechanics, literally everything. But in my opinion, the best drill is the mechanic tunnels. In this drill you have to build all the way to the bot and kill it. But what's good about this, if it gives you edits and builds you're not used to making you improve on your weaknesses. Now you may be wondering, what map should I use to aim? Well, exactly the same map, Mechanics Training V5. This map is perfect for any sort of scenario with aim. Surge tags, aim duel, anything like this map is perfect for you. Personally, for controller players, I recommend dodge tracking and thin tracking, as these are good for up close shotgun and AR tracking. Just have a mess about with this map and find what you need, but I promise you this map will improve you. Now for crosshair placement, I actually use a slow motion. Now I'll go into a map, maybe a 1v1 map with slow motion in, set it to 0.5 and just practice slow motion for about 15 minutes, then go back to 1 and you will see your crosshair placement will improve over time. You just gotta do this every day, implement this into your game, and this will improve your crosshair placement. Practice maps will get you better, but tip number 3, playing against good players will improve you even more. You need to be playing against players or friends who are better than you. Now you may be asking, why? Well, playing against good players will not only have you thinking a lot more, but it will improve you a lot faster over time, because you will learn from your mistakes against them. Then you can and will become just as good as them, if not better. Don't get frustrated if they keep killing you, just take it as a lesson. Try just to focus on your mistakes and how you can stop that from happening again. If you constantly play against better players, ranked and tournaments will feel a lot easier because you know how to fight against good players. 1v1 people is so good for improvement, so you 100% need to be doing it. Now this brings me on to the 4th tip, playing ranked. Ranked is the best form of fighting, so you should try to fight as much as possible in ranked. Ranked will put you in so many different scenarios and situations that you can learn from, whether that be in off spawn, mid game or even end game, especially in solos, because fighting depends on yourself, so you can get better at solos. Solos can sometimes be annoying to play, but if you want to get your first earnings, you should challenge yourself to get better at fighting in game, which will give you good preparation for solo cash cups. Now this brings me on to my 5th tip, and that is playing every solo tournament as much as possible, whether that be in the rank cups solos or even the solo cash cups. You need to be playing every solo cash cup so you can get better at the tournaments and also at fighting in tournaments, so you can become a lot more confident. So go into a tournament and just practice W keying. Even if the tournament don't mean a lot, it could be a skin solo tournament, just W keying it and get more confident in fighting in tournaments. This will have you a lot less nervous and also give you endgame experience, which you need in solo cash cups, so you can become a better endgame player. Most of the time, if you're performing bad in these cups, then it may be your drop spot or something that you're not doing right in your game plan. You should always have a game plan in cups, because if you don't, this will cost you in the cup. Now, I'm not saying if you have a bad placement in a cup, you have to change everything and you have to get frustrated. Just take that as motivation to be placing better. Just learn from your mistakes, go back in the cash cup and replays, watch what you did wrong or see where you can do better, and you will see improvements in your placements. But stuff like this, little things, will help you place way more. Now, talking about endgame, this brings me onto my tip 6. That is scrims. Scrimming is a server where you can go into and you can queue up to get in. You will have scrim rules that you have to follow, but it will give you that experience and end game experience that you need for cash cups, and it will be the most realistic thing you will get. So when you get into high low cash cups and you become against good players, you will be used to this, and scrims help that. Scrims are the perfect thing for helping you end game. They give you surge, so you have to learn how to deal with surge and how you have to get surge tags. Stuff like this will happen in scrims, and it does help you in cash cups. Now, the best scrim server out there is Noble Scrims, in my opinion. Most of the pros these days are playing Noble Scrims. The good thing about Noble is that you start in a low division. If you can perform well in these scrims, you may get invite into pro scrims with all the best pros. So imagine you could get into them scrims if you start performing well in the lower tier scrims. This will give you the best practice for solo cash cups endgame, because you will practice with pros. So when you get into them solo cash cups endgames, you've already played against the best of the best, meaning when you come into endgame, it feels ease and you're not nervous, and you know exactly what to do and exactly how to plan out everything. Another good thing about Noble is they host solo cash events, so you can play in them to improve even more, and also may even win some money out of it. So make sure you get into Noble scrims. Now, the last and final tip, and the most important, is you need to VOD review. VOD reviewing is so important. It's improving on your weaknesses and how you play and how you plan out games and how everything works in a game. Because if you're doing something wrong and you're not checking back in your VOD reviews, then you are not going to improve in game. So go into your replays, watch a match where you may think, oh, I've did something wrong here, and go and learn from it, because every pro out there have VOD reviews. And the reason why pros are always at the top, and the same pros you see are always at the top, is because they VOD review and they never want to make a mistake. From early game to end game, they are checking what they're doing wrong and how they can improve from it. So if you do this as well, I guarantee you will start seeing improvements in cash cups, and you will earn, because you are doing what the pros are doing and what everyone else ain't doing. Now, that is all the tips I have into getting your first earning as a controller player. If this video did help you in any sort of way, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more. I will leave all the maps in the description and any videos that will help you even more, so make sure you check them out in the description. And yeah, until next time, peace.